my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Welcome to your soulmate read for November-ish 2019. I am your reader for the moment, Tina Louise. Google it, millennials. No. I am your reader for the moment, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. Got Mal, a dear friend of mine, made this t-shirt for me for my birthday like a decade ago. Professional witch, professional intuitive, and president of Joining the Circle Productions, 21 and a half years in business. Spiritual events. Glad to be a YouTuber, very excited to my subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing and following along. My numbers are going up. I am shooting for 1,000 plus subscribers so that I can do super live chat, and I'm making a promise to you all, so the new people welcome, but here's the tea, right? When I get that once a month for at least a couple of months, I will do what's called Drunk Tarot. I will do a live stream, you know, super live chat with just like, I don't know, a bottle of Chardonnay, and I'll do shots of it for each read, because I never drink when I read professionally, ever, ever, ever. Like, I go to parties all the time, right, where I'm working the party, and they're like, hey, do you want a glass of something? I'm like, not unless you want my edit function to completely shut off, right? I'm incredibly diplomatic. My sense of humor, my sense of compassion, I can deliver, you know, really, really hard truth, harsh truth, but, you know, with love and compassion and open heart. Wasn't always like that. That wasn't a hard one. I was raised by the sarcastic. But if everybody understands ahead of time, this is a drunk tarot super live chat, I think we'll have a lot of fun with it, right? And I giggle like hell. I'm a fun drunk, and I don't get drunk that often. That's why, like, a couple of shots of Chardonnay or Pinot Grigio, really, it's like alcohol light. Right? Cool. So for the newbies, please do like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell. You know the drill at this point. A couple of things. This is a general read, which means it's not going to be for everybody, although when I bless the decks beforehand, I ask it to be truly helpful for whoever watches it. So that's why I always do, at a minimum, Sun, Moon, Rising signs when I do a zodiacal read, throwing in appropriate planets like Venus for soulmate stuff. Soulmate, twin flame, all of that. So if it's you're not your reading, just go check your other signs. It's fine. I'll be okay with it. I'll cope. Oh, by the way, I have Venus in Libra, so believe me, I will cope. Right? You feeling me? This is a soulmate read, but my definition of soulmate might be a little different from what people are used to. I came across this video on YouTube by Matt Kahn, spiritual teacher. I put it in the description box below. Soul contracts, twin flames and soulmates redefined, changed my life, right? A long video, but a good one. He's really good. I love him. I love his work. Never met him, you know, he's just a great spiritual teacher on the West Coast, Hay House author, really, really cool. But it inspired me to do the video that I did, clarifying twin flame soulmates and true lovers. The true lovers contract is my own download, really from a long time ago, but it's only this past couple of years where it's been really making sense, clicking in, and I'm seeing it more. So what is a soulmate? A soulmate is a contract. It's a type of contract, a pre-incarnational, reincarnational, even meta-incarnational. Meta-incarnation is where the soul chooses the same lifetime over and over and over and over to get it right, just like, you know, a video game, right? It's like you want to beat the boss and level up, right? But the nature of the contract, which can be in any form, so romantic, sexual, sure, but also, you know, familial. You can have soulmates at work, and you have hundreds of soulmates. The essential agreement in the soulmate contract is that you help each other heal, contrary to a twin flame relationship, which you can have, and I think I've had more twin flames than soulmates in this life, honestly. Turbulent relationships, these contracts teach you how to heal and love yourself. Self-esteem, boundaries, stuff like that can be abusive, can be, but extremely passionate, but neglectful, right? Codependent. A lot of issues of loss, which is why sometimes you have to go through a crap ton of twin flame contracts to to get to a soulmate, and yet my mother and I have a soulmate contract. My father and I, God rest his soul, twin flame, right? So I think that illustrates what we're looking at here. So good. I had to do the soulmate reads before the twin flame reads. These are way more fun, right? They feel way much better. Whatever. What else? We are doing divine masculine, divine feminine for this reading. Just to indicate two different beings in the contract. I could say party number 1 and party number 2. Party for 3. No. Divine masculine, divine feminine is fine. But do understand that can jump back and forth between two people, because we all have divine masculine, divine feminine, goddess, God energy within us. I certainly identify as a first wave, divine feminine empath, right? That's my shit. I identify that. But when I'm around my mother, just as an example, she's such a strong, dominant Hera Queen archetype divine feminine that I go into Prince mode like that. Yeah, I totally now have Kiss by Prince in my head. Thank you, Hermes. It's still retrograde. He's spinning the records. At least he's not spinning them backwards for me. So then I wouldn't know what fucking song it was. So we're not talking about bodily gender with any of this. And in certain relationships, even romantically, someone can, you'd say, activate your divine masculine or your divine feminine. So, you got to roll with it. You got to feel it out. And that's how you know if energy in a reading is right for you. It's like, how does it feel in your body? And if it's just like, meh, it's not for you. But if it goes, ah, or it's for you, right? Your body will tell you. That's really what intuition is. I mean, yes, there's third eye intuition, crown chakra intuition. But in one-on-one relationships, we're looking second chakra there. That's the one, the umbilical, right? Sacred truth, honor thyself. Honor one another. Solar plexus is honor thyself, so it's really hard to honor each other if you're not honoring yourself, right? So pay attention to those lower 3 chakras. I've been thinking about doing chakra reads because I use those for my clients a lot. I use the 8th chakra as well, 8-card spread, but they're so involved. I don't know if I want to do that. And plus, chakras are so specific to people, aren't they? So probably won't do that. Okay, so what was the other one? There was that. Something else. It'll come to me. I might. You might have a little commercial break, as if I remember what that is. Oh, please remember to breathe. Please remember to breathe. It's such the basis of so much healing, so much, and you gotta breathe, right? It's free. So on the inhale, we breathe in all the prana, the chi that we need for that moment, right? Getting from the divine everything that we need in that moment, not forever all in one breath. Clearing out a bit of a head cold, of course, as I'm saying this. And then we exhale anything that doesn't serve, that's ready to let go, even if it's bit by bit by bit by bit. So the more consciously you breathe, the more you relax, the more you come into alignment with your soul, with your higher self, with your spirit, with the divine. So it's just like the all-purpose healing thing. And really, we are the breath, because when we croak, we exhale, right? And when we're born, we inhale. It's like, ooh, spirit, right? So that being said, oh, right, all the decks that I use are always in the description box all the way at the bottom. I list all of the ones that I use in total, but I don't use every single deck in every single spread. Also, as you scroll down to see that, I have my Path of True Love video on demands there. I did 5 classes in a workshop series. Path of True Love, if you're interested in that, you can check that out. Plus, I've got the links for the clarifying videos that I've done and the Matt Kahn one. Cool. Oh, I've got my ebooks on there too. I've written 2. The 3rd one is called The Path of True Love, and it'll probably be out some point next year. I'm a YouTuber right now. I spent all of last year, most of last year and most of this year, writing those 2 books. So it's YouTuber time. It's MC Hammer. Millennials have no idea. Okay, but blessed be the millennials. Blessed be the 3rd wave. So let's get into this gig. Take a breath. To deepen the breath, deepen the exhale first. Here we go. Oh. Yeah, my collective pantheons of angels, goddesses, gods. masters, and the higher selves of all involved. One card in clarity, a Caroline Myss archetype card, to clarify the divine feminine in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate relationship for November-ish 2019. And here it is. Oh, the slave archetype. Now, don't freak out. Some of the highest, holiest beings on planet Earth have had the slave archetype because they became slave to the divine. Myself, I'm just slave to the rhythm. Let me read you this one so that you don't fret, my Libras. We're going to start with the shadow attribute, or the lead, if you like, that this satisfying, symbiotic, supportive soulmate relationship is helping you alchemize from lead to gold, bringing shadow to light. The shadow attribute, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices. It's like, okay, whatever you want, because you're afraid of making your own choices. So there's something very much about willpower here, throat chakra stuff, choices, decisions. We have three modes: spit, swallow, and chew, right? Are we gonna take the inspiration, the truth, and spit it out? Are we going to swallow it, or are we going to chew on it? Because sometimes the truth, like with Drunk Tarot, right? I just go straight to spit, right? But it's like, no, the diplomacy, how would I want to hear this? Because truth without compassion is brutality, said His Holiness the Dalai Lama, right? So you're moving the goal here, the satisfying soulmate relationship, into the light attribute, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. Now, in a way, I am sort of a slave to the divine. I mean, we're looking Jesus, we're looking Moses, we're looking, all men, because those are the ones that were written down. But, millions of people, billions of people over thousands and thousands of years have been slave to the divine, but that means you eventually become a master, right? That's how the slave becomes the master spiritually, not by, oh, you think I'm going to submit to somebody horizontally? Out of your fucking mind. I mean, I drive on the correct side of the road, the right side, where I live in New York. But that's not a slave. That's just compliance to law, right? And in a soulmate relationship, that my divine feminines, if you're the divine feminine watching this, yeah, you might be like, I just don't know what to do. I asked my gods, take away all my options. I only want one option. The option of what you want me to do. In other words, and here's a witch about to say this, thy will be done, but it's to entire pantheons. I want to fulfill my role in the divine plan, and you see the soulmates and the twin flames and the true lovers contracts are woven in over thousands of years. How many lifetimes we've had to set it up for this lifetime, right? To fulfill the role in the divine plan. So keep that in mind. Let's get one for the divine masculine. Please forgive me the coughing. I've been watching other YouTube readers, and it's like we've all got that same sinus infection, even though we're not in the same place. And I don't really leave the house. I've been the hermit of Holbrook for a couple of months now, so I don't know how I picked this up. Yeah, but nowadays, touch a doorknob, scratch your nose, you got the flu. I'm very healthy overall. Oh, so you might see me drinking out of this. This is water. It's pure filter. Like I have the pure PUR filter. It's not Drunk Tarot. I would never do that unless you knew that ahead of time. I'm a Virgo. Pisces, Moon, Leo Rising. Leo Rising wants to, but no. Breathe. Oh, my pantheons. Please. One card in clarity for the divine masculine in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign. Soulmate relationship for November-ish 2019. What's the divine masculine's dominant archetype? Aww. The hero or the heroine. Aww. A hero and a slave. Aww. Sorry, having a Britney moment with this one too. I apologize. Oh, clairaudience is so much fun when the gods are in control. Little distracting sometimes, though. So the shadow attribute, escapism and a false sense of heroism. In other words, it's a villain, right? The shadow side of the hero is a fucking villain, right? So escapism, like they don't want to do the right thing. They don't want to take the path of empowerment. They don't want to take the high road. So they escape from it, but have a false sense of heroism, which is sort of like an anti-hero, right? Like Deadpool. Although, how hot is Ryan Reynolds? Damn, he has to be heterosexual and married from Canada. So cute. Oh well. And he had to be Green Lantern too. So unfair. Such polar opposites. The light attribute of the hero archetype, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So the Divine Masculine is totally about empowerment. This is the action family of archetypes. This is the divine family of archetypes. So we really have a very interesting interplay already with the divine feminine, divine masculine balance here in the soulmate relationship. And remember, this is about helping each other heal. So what we're going to do is we're going to clarify. These two cards are the main energies for the spread. Everything else will be in clarification of that. So we're going to use the Daughters of the Moon Tarot to do the element spread. Fire, earth, air, water, spirit. Fire, what do you want? Earth, what is the fuel, like the wick and the wax of the candle to help you get what you want, right? You know, for your fire. Air, what are you thinking about it? Water, what are you feeling about it? And spirit, an overview, not an outcome, an overview. And we'll do that for both, but we will use the mythic tarot for the divine masculine, right? Breathe. All right, the voices of the goddesses. For me, it's Aphrodite, sweet and flighty, runs around in her see-through nightie, but she's good enough for me. Particularly starting at Yule, I think she's my matron for the next year. Ready or not, here comes Mal. My goddesses, please. Element spread, top 5 cards for the divine feminine in this Libra collective. Sun, moon, rising, Venus sign, soulmate relationship for November-ish 2019. Element spread. Element spread, top 5 cards. I hear you, riffle then cut. November-ish 2019 for this Libra collective divine feminine. Clean cut, please. Maiden, thank you. Mother, crone. It's not a clean cut if one clings and then drops to the bottom, but that's really saying that that's the one that wants to be the top card. Let's do this. Divine feminine slave, what does she want? She wants the star. She wants her dreams to come true. She wants her guidance and grace to bring her to the fulfillment that she may have lost hope, but sorta wants it back, right? Wants to align herself with the higher power, the higher truth. Remember, the slave is a divine family archetype. So really, really wanting to go for the higher vision, to go for the healing necessary for whatever it is. Let me follow my star. But there are plenty of people who followed their star, who got beat by people who did the work, right? So it takes both. That's Terry Pratchett. I think that's We Free Men. Everything I really needed to learn about witchcraft I learned from the Terry Pratchett novels, particularly the Tiffany A. King series, but let's just say Granny Weatherwax. I'm like a combination of Geetha Og and Geetha Og and Granny Weatherwax. Just like Downton Abbey, I'm a combination of Lady Mary Crowley and the Dowager. Oh, what has she got? She's got the witch, the magician in this deck. So this slave archetype, yeah, must really be surrendering to the divine with 2 major arcana cards right at the top in fire and earth. So what has she got? She knows how to bring herself into alignment. This feels like a spiritually evolved divine feminine who is realizing that whenever she tries to do it on her own, that it's the ego doing it, right? That it's coming from fear, it's coming from pushing, or it's trying too hard, where now she's like, I'm getting into alignment with the divinity that I am, that I am, that I am. I am the light I am, right? channeling that down through the chakras into the air, fire, water, and earth, and really wanting to align with a higher vision of the divine plan. Hope, the grace of hope, the Mother Grace. This is in my book, Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. Great Mother, may I be blessed with the grace of hope, that with I alone do nothing, but with the divine all things are possible, and that somehow this is all part of a divine plan, that everything is here to help me, right? Like, oh, that's the golden thread through the labyrinth of life and the mysteries, right? So something very mystical about this slave, and whether or not you're an actual witch, it's the Magician card, but for some of you, you are. I am. This could be me. Like I said, I have Venus in Libra. So what's she thinking? Play. Play and slay. Six of Flames. Now, the Six of Wands is usually the victory card. The Seven is the card of victory in this deck. So this is Bastet, the Egyptian solar cat goddess. Just, sex kitten. Is really thinking about play, right? Thinking about the passionate joy of that balanced give and take of passion, right? Really looking to have a good time, thinking about it. But, you know, what does she really want? She wants the guidance and the grace. Of course, surrender. So here's the thing that people don't get. You can say to the divine, okay, I don't know who I'm supposed to be with. I don't know who my soulmates are. I don't know who my true love is. So I call upon the gods to bring them to me, to bring them to me through me. Do whatever it is I need to do. I will do it. I surrender. Thy will be done, or for the highest good and harming none, as I will it, so let it be done, right? It's like whatever that is for the well-being of all. So really on the mind. She's ready. So this is no nun, okay? And this is maybe a priestess, but definitely not a celibate going on here. Kind of getting the sexual romantic vibe here, but we shall see, right? Because that card of play in the mind with the witch, there's something very tantric about this too. About tantra means weaving. It's not just about sexual yoga. It's about embracing the shadow and alchemy and weaving your energy with another divine being. And I've studied tantra, Eastern tantra and Western sex magic. Really fucking good and bad. But you know, it is spiritual sexuality or sexual spirituality, however you want that. Get that vibe off there. I gotta see what else comes down here before we're definitely calling this a romantic, sexual, intimate thing. What's she feeling? Third major arcana card, the Sun. All right, so this is not a slave archetype in depression. This is not someone who's feeling the lead. They're feeling the gold. Like, no question that she is feeling the gold, right? And what is that? Surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. With complete trust. But she's maybe working on that complete trust, because who gets that all at once, right? That's something that we're all dealing with. You know, there's a difference between trust and faith. Faith, we all have faith. It's an aspect of consciousness. It's an aspect of the divine. It's an aspect of the soul. But like an account, where do we spend it? Do we put our faith in fear or in love, right? Really, that's the spectrum. Everything else in between, right? In our lead or in our gold, because we want to invest with a dividend, right? We want some return on our investment. So with that card of the Star, there is a surrender to the divine, which interestingly enough is the sacred truth of the throat chakra. Surrender your will to God, or surrender your will to the divine. Learned all of that through Caroline Myss's Anatomy of the Spirit. That's why I use her cards so much in these readings. I adore her. Let's get the overview. Spirit. See, I'm speeding up. Better to relax and slow down. I don't care how long these reads go. They're soulmate reads. And the overview. Knight of Cups, wish fulfillment. Kuan Yin, Bodhisattva, goddess of compassion and contentment, right? Going with the flow. So there is that surrender. And that the wish fulfillment of what this divine feminine wants, it's in alignment, right? This might be a relationship where a soulmate relationship where you already know each other, where you already have history together. But if not, this is something coming into alignment. She's ready. Now, I have a feeling she's not going to play slave to this hero or heroine, right? We're talking divine masculine, so I'm going to say hero. So let's find out. Mythic Tarot, Juliet Sharmanberg. Thank you, Juliet Sharmanberg, for teaching me about the court cards, and that each court card, except for the pages, have a specific zodiacal reference. I wonder if she ever watches my stuff. I love women. I love them so much I don't have sex with them. No, I save that for the men, even though I'm really good at it. Divine feminine. Yeah, maybe I am just an old tart in a male body this time around. But I'd be a sweet tart. Grape. Got the purple hair to prove it. Breathe. My gods, please. Top 5 cards, element spread for the divine masculine. Ooh. For the divine masculine hero in this Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. Please, top 5 cards, element spread. What is this? Oh, second chakra, solar plexus. What's going on here, please? Riffle, shuffle, cut in 3. Oh, this is a messy. Can we please riffle, shuffle that again? That felt odd. My gods, please, top 5 cards, element spread for the divine masculine in this Libra collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign for November-ish 2019. Clean cut, please. Sun, Father, Sage. Sun, Father, Sage. What's this divine masculine hero want? Well, he wants the Page of Pentacles. He wants a new solid beginning. He wants a seed, right? He wants to experience that new physical beginning, a new opportunity, feeling with the divine feminine. So this could be either a renewal, right? Like hit the 10, start over, or something brand new. So maybe these two don't know each other. And remember, yeah, they just reminded me, it's like, for a good percentage, it's that. And for the other percentage, it's that. And that's just how tarot goes. Unless you're doing a private reading, then you zoom, go right in on it, right? So that's the fire. What's the earth? 4 swords. Oh, what he's got is he's thinking. He's introspecting. He's going within. He's looking at his issues. Thinking. But with a focus on his inner world. I mean, I think this is Orestes. He's contemplating. He's going within. And perhaps physically at rest, and therefore not taking action. And this is a new beginning, a potential that he wants, but not necessarily one of action. Maybe he's running away, right? Escapism and a false sense of heroism. See if he's villain or hero. What's he thinking? Oh, the sun. They both have the sun. She's got it in water. He's got it in air. So he's really thinking. For the ones where they do know each other, it feels like they cannot get each other out of each other's energy field. Why? Soulmate, right? If they are together, so I guess that's like the third scenario. Here, it's like this is going well, but there might have been some bumps in the road. This divine feminine's fucking flowing with it. This divine masculine, however, we shall see. What's going on in his element of water? Let's just see. Ace of Swords. Really intuitively getting the hit. Really wanting to make the bold move. Well, at least the bold communication, right? The idea coming in, really feeling. So 2 aces. So the new beginning's gotta come from the divine masculine, or the new communication, or the new opportunity. Whether you already know each other and you're together, whether you know each other, you're not together, or whether you were together and no longer are. I think those are the 3 scenarios. And honestly, it's not so much in the cards that this is romantic sexual, but like that second chakra, solar plexus, when I shuffled this one, it's like this dude's in contemplation. The divine masculine here maybe was in conflict, maybe still is in conflict, that's not being shown, but maybe trying to figure out on the hero's journey, self-empowerment, about empowering himself, that maybe he was villainous, and now he's trying to alchemize that to be a hero, right? Very Black Adam. Although some say Black Adam was a hero from the get-go. What's the spirit card on this? Please, my gods. Oh, the moon. Oh, the moon. So overall, there's an emotionality that's going on here, and there's a lot of intuition going on here, but there's also some things that are very cloudy. So some confusion, hence the interior focus with the Four of Swords. That's genius. That does make sense. And that's why it like hit down here. I was like, ugh, ugh. So maybe not conflict so much as uncertainty. And we have to make friends with uncertainty. We have to allow it in our bodies, because sometimes we're just not supposed to know until we know, right? If tarot could tell you everything that's going to happen with precision every single time, the world would be drastically different. Tarot, divination isn't new. You know, throw the shells, throw the bones, whatever you do, pull some runes. But really, he's having to really access in some way his own divine feminine energy to feel this out, because he knows in his head this is the best thing, right? It's like the card of the sun. It's Apollo, that it needs to be honorable, it needs to be clean, it needs to be truthful, it needs to be warm, it needs to be creative, it needs to be sexual, it needs to be passionate, if that's your story here. But feeling in the Ace of Swords, it's like, oh fuck, but I gotta make the first move. I have to communicate, I have to reach out. Don't know how. Does not know how. There's confusion there, because if he's only doing it with the mind, the answer is really in the soul, and that's of the heart. Yeah. Yeah, you really, if you want to look at it, the divine, we all have the divine masculine, that's the sacred mind. We all have the divine feminine, it's the sacred heart. And when they're, let's just say bickering, not great, right? You want them to be wedded together. You want them to be the happy couple within yourself. And as you balance that, which is another way to watch these soulmate reads, by the way, you can totally see this as your own divine masculine, divine feminine balance within yourself, because in a soulmate relationship, you're going to mirror a good chunk of that to each other, not all of it, right? We're all highly individualized beings of spirit. So to clarify this, we're going to use the Whispers of Love Oracle, one of my new favorite decks that I got in Saratoga Springs at Magic Moon. Go say hello to Veronica and family there. Tell them Mark, Angelo, Lyons, Mel for short sent you. I doubt they'll give you a discount, but they'll go, oh, and they'll treat you nicely because I think, yeah, I watch them on YouTube. Oh, they're great. I fucking love Veronica. I'm going up there for the holidays, Christmas holiday. So I'm probably going to do readings there. So if you're in the area, keep an ear out or an eye out. Higher selves of all involved. So the higher selves, your higher self, my higher self, his higher self, her higher self. Higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, please. Breathe. One card in clarity for the divine feminine in this Libra. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019 for the divine feminine. We've got love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this truth. And I think that really speaks to the divine family archetype of the slave, that she has found love all around her, or is in process of doing so, right? That might be part of her greatest hope, is to be true love, which is what we really are. We are divine love, we are one awareness manifested as many, right? We are the one in the form of the many. So that love is everywhere. It is all around, always, but we have to bring ourselves into alignment with it, right? And with that playfulness on her mind and the sun in her heart and that Kuan Yin, she is in alignment with this, so she's finding love everywhere, which very well might be freaking out the divine masculine. What are the chances? Oh. Did he let her go? Did she walk away from him? Because when the gods say walk away, like go all Kelly Clarkson on you, you gotta walk away, right? Because if you don't, you suffer. It's like, all right, I'll walk away. It's not what I want to do, but I get it, right? And afterwards, as soon as you walk away, it's like, thank the gods. Doesn't mean the healing's over, but the relief comes. I just walked away from somebody because of that. They were showing tendencies of covert narcissism. I don't know if they have the personality disorder or not. Kind of don't care right now. But if that's this person and that's me, he's got to go to therapy first. Got to go find out. Got to go heal that shit. Because I can't have somebody's wounds that have nothing to do with me running the show. I can't be in that show. I will walk the fuck off stage. Takes a lot to get me on stage nowadays, unless I'm teaching. Let's ask for this divine masculine. Am I a little biased towards him? That's my own personal projection. I'm well aware. I am a Virgo with a Pisces moon. And Venus in Libra. So I'm like, yeah. So the higher selves of all involved, please. One card in clarity for the divine masculine. Made the gods laugh. For this divine masculine in this Libra collective sun, moon, rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. This one. Rest and relaxation is essential. We all have a fundamental need to take breaks. So they are on a break. He's on a break. And it feels like she kind of don't care, which is kind of cool. So yeah, that Four of Swords, definitely rest and relaxation is essential. He's got two major arcana cards. Oh my God, he's got the sun and the moon. Really, the cards, I mean, yes, you can say the Emperor and the Empress, but the sun and the moon really is the ultimate in terms of God and Goddess, right? In this deck, Apollo and Hecate, both in my pantheons. So that's really making sense. The hero in repose, the hero at rest. Even Heracles took a break. And I'm wearing this as my totem of Heracles, my choker. I know, it's very 90s, very digging it. So this is all making sense. Pardon me, the more I hydrate, the less you cough. Did you know 1 cup of coffee dehydrates a cup and a half of water out of you? That might not be ultimately true, but it feels true. I drink a lot of coffee. I don't do tea, but I have to start doing the green tea thing. Just for my skin. Leo rising. We're gonna end this puppy with the Journey of Love Oracle. These cards are so boss. They are so amazing. Alana Fairchild Rasuli, which is another name, and Richard Cohn. One is the author, one is the artist, one is the poet. I do not have these memorized. I picked these up the last time. I went to Saratoga to see Veronica at the Magic Moon. They called to me. I got them. I opened them up. The first card I drew for myself, I was like... So I've been using them in some of the reads, but nowhere near memorized. And I don't think I need to memorize them because what's written in the book is so beautiful. And the poems, I'm not going to memorize all them poems. There are like 70 different poems to memorize. No, not going to happen. So I will read it from the book. But I will ask our collective pantheons, just like we did for the archetype cards, to get us the right one. Breathe. Please, you guys breathe while I do this. Because time is an illusion. It's fluid as fuck. Faff. Oh, my pantheons of angels, goddess, gods, masters. And the higher selves of all involved, please. 1 card. A Journey of Love Oracle card. For this Libra collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contract for November-ish 2019. This one. Oh, let's see. Who do we got here? Her Grace. I think this came up in either the Virgo or the Leo read. This was lovely. I think I remember what this is about. Card number 17, but let's not rely on my memory, shall we? Her Grace. Yes, Your Grace. The goddess is awakening within your life. Divine Feminine. It may be within your own body, within a sensual deepening of relationship with your own body or with the body of another, through expanding creativity, a sudden burst of feeling that you cannot logically explain, a desire to move, to dance, to express yourself, to sing, to write music, to draw, to play in nature. Do you see how, like, both sides? To swim and to collect shells and lie on your back in the moonlight, gazing at the stars. Now, just that right there. Divine Feminine, or it's just all over the spread. She is calling you from ancient times, calling you to allow her more deeply into your life. Divine Feminine's down with that. Celebrate the Divine Feminine. She is coming to life for you. Whether man or woman, your life is about to be touched by her magic, never to be the same again. I see that on both sides. Now, that's the description. Here's the oracular meaning. This oracle brings you a message. There is a woman who brings divine blessing into your life, who is trying to connect with you more deeply. The blessings may be one that is obvious or one that is hidden in a challenge. I feel like the ones who aren't together, this is the goddess at work through both of you. The woman may be your own body, if you are female, or your own inner feminine, if you are male, with the moon there in the overview position for the divine masculine. It may be a spiritual or physical being, the great mother, your lover, your sister, or your dearest friend. It may be a woman as yet unknown to you, but who holds a soul contract with you, an agreement predestined to awaken you. Okay, I feel like the contract here, because you've got the divine family archetype of the slave for the divine feminine, it's in her contract. She's like, fuck it, then that's my contract. I'm awakening this motherfucker slash fatherfucker, because we're looking at, you know, bodily gender not being the issue here. The empowerment will come to you not by rejecting what is offered by this feminine presence, but by embracing it and finding your truth through it. It's the Ace of Swords in the hero's emotional intuitive field. This is exciting because it means you are growing. You are entering into the feminine temples of wisdom and finding a home there. The poem, Breathe. I was born long before our time, and yet my time with you is something new. For you awaken in me a spirit that was longing for release, waiting for your touch. I thought I was safe to stay inside my boundaries and walls. I carried with me. You touched all of me, and we walked outside the lines together. Yeah, there's a lot of overcoming going on here, but he's in a place of rest and relaxation, introspection, really dealing with the divine feminine, bringing his divine feminine into balance. So look, the different scenarios, if you already know each other and you're all already in a relationship, then divine feminine, if you are the one watching this, if you are the Libra or the cross watcher, get that, you know, you're not a slave to the divine masculine. Like, if he's toxic as fuck, TAF as I call it, that's mine now. I mean, if he's TAF, then you just go, all right, gods, he's being toxic, because abuse and neglect cancel soul contracts, right? But soulmate contracts, you're here to help each other heal. So there are going to be bumps in the road. There are going to be disagreements. There are going to be arguments. But they always tend to work each other out, right? Because you kind of get the person's possessed by their own pain, regardless of who we're talking about here. So the divine feminine really has to kind of reconcile that. Look, let's complete this contract. And you know, when soulmate contracts end, they usually end naturally. You go your separate ways. But they're usually peaceable, right? Amicable. If you two have not met each other, know that there's a lot going on behind the scenes, underneath, in the world of yin and the divine feminine to bring you together. But he's chilling right now, where she seems very active and wants to play. But if you two do know each other and you are in separation, the divine masculine really does want a new beginning here. The divine feminine's like, whatevs. Excuse me while I draw down the moon, right? Go, girl. So let's do your overview here. Ready? Say it with me. Magic clap. We've got the divine feminine slave archetype in the shadow, giving your willpower to an external authority out of fear of making your own choices, alchemizing into light, surrendering your power of choice to the divine with complete trust. What does she want? The star, the hope, the highest manifestation of the divine plan. What has she got? She got the witch, the ability to bring herself into alignment, her air, her fire, her water, her earth, together with her soul, her spirit, perhaps even being a channel of the divine, drawing down the moon, all that kind of stuff too. Bringing in the Holy Spirit, speaking in tongues, whatever it is you call that, right? What's on her mind? Play. It's like, okay, I've done the work, let's play, right? Enough of this heavy, I need some light, let's play, let's play, let's play. In her mind, in her emotions, she's got the Sun card, which is a card of the divine masculine. Really, if you look at it, though, this is a feminine deck. If the moon is divine feminine, then the sun is divine masculine. So she's probably feeling him big time, too. Didn't even see that until I did the overview. Right? And what's going on with the divine masculine? He is the hero archetype. The shadow is villainous side, escapism, and a false sense of heroism. The light attribute, passion for a journey of personal empowerment. So kind of working on himself, on his own journey right now. And that's what leads me to think that if they're not together, that they are sort of serving each other, more the feminine, the masculine, but in a place of a divine energy. What does he want? The Page of Pentacles wants this new seed, wants to give it another shot, or you know, a new physical opportunity, something grounded, something stable, but just a beginning, right? Within every acorn is an oak tree, but not every acorn becomes an oak tree. Usually they become squirrel crap, right? Or crunchy under your foot. You have to plant it, tend it, let it grow into an oak tree, and then billions of acorns throughout its life cycle. What has he got? Four of Swords, introspection, rest, relaxation, but also an internal focus of some kind, possibly meditation, possibly even just mindfulness, even, perhaps even therapy of some kind, counseling of some kind, self-help, but on the mental level of it, which would make sense for the divine feminine. The divine masculine. What is he thinking, the sun? Like, if these two know each other, whether they're together or apart, really feels like he's thinking about the happiness and the joy, and they both share that card. They both have the sun card, him in his mind, her in her heart. So this feels like they're in each other's energy field, and it is a divine energy. This is a sacred contract, a contract of soulmate, of helping each other heal, soothing, satisfying. And so what is he feeling? The Ace of Swords. He's getting it together intuitively to bust a move, right? To make a communication. And if there's an apology that needs to be offered here, well then, dude, just fucking offer it. Because she'll understand, but that doesn't mean she's going to let you in without conditions and boundaries, right? Because she's downloading that shit from the divine itself. She's a slave to that. So if the gods say, turn him away this time unless the conditions are met, then she's going to say, okay, okay. Can we play now? I have a feeling the divine feminine here is going to have some other playmates until this dude gets it together. It may not be the case in everything, but that's on her mind. She's like, I want to play. I want to enjoy myself. I'm a slave to the divine. Let's have some fun. So then what's the overview here? The card of spirit is the moon, is the divine feminine, which really relates to that card of her grace, but we'll get there, right? And that card of Hecate, the goddess of the crossroads, right? Crone of the crossroads. A decision is being made, but it has to be made intuitively. So it feels like his decision is getting made, but there's still something mysterious and cloudy, but because he's not used to tapping into his intuition, most likely. Being a divine masculine, right? Would rather do it through the divine intellect rather than through the divine intuition. So her whisper of love is all around you, right? There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledges truth. Feels like she has. Feels like she's breathing it in and breathing it out, right? Seeing it everywhere. Kind of enjoying her life. Being in alignment for the divine masculine. Rest and relaxation is essential. So it's odd. I feel like the divine feminine is really more being active right now, but in accordance with divine will. Once you really surrender to divine will, people think nothing's going to happen. Once you really surrender to divine will, the gods, it's like, oh, you're ready, here, do this, do this, do this, do. Not that you're going to get it right every time. It's not about getting it right. This is not about spiritual obedience. This is about following the grace, the guidance, and the inspiration, and letting nothing else in the horizontal world stand in your way, unless the gods are like, let that stand in your way for a hot second. Learn from that, and now let's move past it, right? Rest and relaxation is essential for him. Absolutely necessary, because if his nervous system is inflamed, which is essentially what the ego is, it's a inflamed nervous system, right? All the fear, all the emotional baggage. Oh, Matt Kahn, thank you so much for that description, that definition of the ego, sort of like a virus in the computer. Needs to be loved and embraced, then he needs to rest and relax to kind of let he needs, that's a great word, he needs a psychic anti-inflammatory, right? And what does that better than meditation? But, you know, it's not just about avoiding thoughts, it's about taking the journey here. And then what brings them together? Her grace. Now, there are a couple of different ways I'm feeling this. The big one, like the maxima here, is the goddess has got this. The divine feminine, very magnetic. Not just the divine feminine in the divine feminine, I mean the goddess, right? The great maiden mother crone is orchestrating all of this behind the scenes in the invisible world, bringing these two together if they're not together, giving them the support that they need if they are together, and really bringing these two together if they have not met yet, so that this contract can be fulfilled. Oh, and here's a download, because now is the time, not just for them, but for the world. The world needs this love. The world needs this love, and there's so much potential happiness here. It's like they have the happiness inside of themselves individually. They just need to bring it together and watch what happens. Well, my Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, your soulmate reading, very interesting, very lovely. I feel some bumps in the road here, more on the side of the divine masculine, but, you know, the divine feminines woke up first. It's how it goes, right? First wave, second wave, third wave home, right? So this might very well be a second waver. Second wavers are the social justicers, the heroes, right? Just be careful, divine masculine here, if you're watching this, Libra or cross watcher, that you're not becoming a villain in process, which I don't feel that totally, but there is some confusion there within them. This is just lovely. May the Libra collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign soulmate contracts for November-ish 2019 be blessed with all that they need to heal, to grow, to come together, to satisfy their soulmate contracts, to be symbiotic, to be supportive, to be soothing, to be sumptuous, to be sultry, to be sensuous, right? For the well-being of all. And so it is. May you be blessed. And please do like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell, get my numbers up there, so I will do Drunk Tarot once a month for a couple of months. We'll see how that goes. Cool, cool. Thank you so much for watching. But for now, my lovely Libras, hail, farewell, and blessed be.